Welcome to the Axiom. New file detected. Launching file.
Hello, world. My name is Leo, and today we are continuing the Blueprints file. Where we last left off, we did a lot. We found the planetarium in the telescope, unfortunately due to a spoiler, but it is what it is. We finally got the boiler room to power up the lab, and we unlocked the Black Bridge Grotto. And we read all of the emails, but we did see a like there's an archive admin key where we need to try to figure out what that is so that we can view the deleted logs. And then we read a new clue, and there were so many clues in that that I have all written down that I'm definitely going to have to remember for later. We also have we read the emails on security and the lab. We also found a new file in the archives that was talking about the end of the war and how the royal family fled to Araja. It essentially did it kind of confirmed what we already knew, which is that we are descendants of the royal family, because the De'Ari or De'Ari, however it's pronounced, was the daughter of one of the royal families, and there is a woman with that same last name in the foyer as being part of our ancestry. So today, we are starting day 24, and we have a few things that we need to do. First off, we need the shelter, because for two reasons. One, it is the only computer that we haven't read the alternate emails for. And two, we need the weight room, because we read in one of the emails that there at least was a lever there, and there might still be one. So let me get my allowance. I still don't know, when it comes to the Black Bridge protocol and leaving the terminals on the network, I don't know if that's something I still want to do or not. Like, it might be, what would be the convenience? I guess, like, being able to access all of the terminals at once just from one terminal? Which I guess wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. That would be kind of convenient. But the fact that it gives me the option at all, like, immediately, one day, 1 week, or 1 month, I don't know. Like, I don't know what other consequences that would have, and I'm very hesitant to actually do it. But let's see what outer room we get. Like I said, we're hoping for the shelter. We also need the classroom, because number one, I want to see what the rest of the classrooms hold, and number two, because that's the only place I can think of where the XYZ ABC comes from. Okay, shelter. Perfect. So now, if we get the weight room, I'm gonna have to be careful of which red rooms I come across. If we get the weight room, we are golden. But for now, let's go ahead and look at the emails that are on this terminal. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few juicy things here. Okay, from R. Moore, Randolph Moore, the lab tech. February 22nd, 1987. Responding to someone. Yes, and don't worry. This communication method is fully secure. I am the only lab technician with network access and the only one who uses this terminal. I'm working to get you some more supplies, but I'm not focusing on essentials, as I believe there's enough food in the shelter to last for the duration. Though I think it'd be wise if you can do a quick inventory to confirm that. February 22nd, 1987. That is the day it was reported that my mom was missing. Like, the date of the newspaper clipping that was talking about it. So it is that's a few days after my mom went missing. to Armor, the situation. February 23rd, so the next day. In terms of area, there's not nearly as much room here as I remembered from my youth. If it was just me, I wouldn't mind, but with 4 of us and the space we are going to need for planning, I don't expect this to be a sustainable situation for more than a week, a fortnight at best. So there were 4 people staying here. It would be my mom, the driver of the carriage. I don't know who the other 2 people would be. Maybe other people, maybe Blackwater people, or people who were from Reddington Post or Reddington Press who were arrested. Like maybe Caleb Manning and Philip White, I think the other person's name was. From Armor, the situation. From 2 days after the last, February 25th. I passed the message on, and your uncle says he may have an idea for a more long-term solution, but it's going to require some doing. I'm not sure exactly what he has in mind, but this morning when I looked at today's blueprints, I saw he had drafted the pump room, a floor plan I haven't seen used in a very long time. I have a feeling you all may be taking a boat ride shortly. My mom was staying at the bottom of the reservoir. Like, I know there's a boat in the reservoir. I don't know if it's designed to take me anywhere beyond, like, across the reservoir. I haven't experimented with that yet, but it would make much more sense if, like, that would be a very good shelter with how much water is on top of it. From Armor, stay put, from 3 days later on the 28th. It's finally happening. We just got confirmation from our source that the Red Guard is coming tomorrow to begin their formal inquiry into the disappearance. At this point, it's going to be too risky to move you until next week at the earliest. Just hang tight for now. R. Okay. We knew that. So, remote terminal access. Yep. We're going to access the lab so that we can start up an experiment immediately. No point in accessing security because we don't know what rooms we're going to get yet, but we can start an experiment. Each time you find some trash while digging, whenever you spend 2 or more gems on a room, the next 3 times you open a locked trunk. Let's do... This is hard. Whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, a letter will be delivered to the mailroom, because I still want to know what that is. Start experiment. Okay. We have officially read all the emails. There is one more thing I want to try at the Blackbridge protocol. And that is the A key. So I did try A key last time. I just want to try a few more variations. The suspect is minor, major. So let's do key N. Let's do key, major, and minor. Let's do that. I did try key M last time. I did try key A last time. Key IV for Nicholas Key the Fourth. Key, let me try that. If it doesn't fit the, maybe, would the 4th letter still be capitalized if it's the first name? Trying to think of what else it could be. I think I tried this last time as well. Archive key. The suspect is major. The subject is minor. Maybe key J? I mean, theoretically, I could brute force this. There are only so many letters in the alphabet that I haven't tried. But I'd prefer not to do that. Maybe B for Blackbridge? It did say dead end. Like, something I thought of that I just remembered again is the C was in red, as in, like, major key, the key of C major. So maybe key C? Maybe key C major. Maybe key C that? I don't know. I feel like I'm onto something, but I feel like I'm missing a piece of information, and I really don't want to brute force it. The suspect is minor. What if... Key I. Key O. And then what were the things on the cloister? It was like X... CXET. I have no reason to believe it wouldn't be any of those. Nah. I really don't want to brute force it. So we'll just leave it be. We will just focus on getting the weight room. We also need the patio for two reasons. One is because we have a... what am I trying to say? There's a lowercase clue, and there's something to dig up under the grill. So we're going to go this way first. See if we can dead end it. Very interesting set of rooms. Because I am... Let's just go with the wine cellar. Because I'm going to be prompted to spend multiple gems due to the experiments I'm running, I kind of want to do that. Let's go with the kitchen. Oh, I still have a blessing. I didn't realize that. Let's buy some food right off the bat. Plus 5 steps for every... Oh, that's what the tomato soup is. Okay. Well, no point in buying that yet. Let's just buy the club sandwich. And then... Ew. Sure. Nursery this early can only be a good thing. I might be backing myself into a corner here, but hopefully it'll be fine. And then, yeah, let's just go this way and hope nothing bad happens. We'll go with the den. That's a always solid room to have. We have a locked trunk here. Commissary hallway. Let's do the hallway. Or do I want to risk doing the breaker box here? Sure. I like risking my life. Nope. That's what I want. I'm risking the entire run on a bunch of dead ends, and I really hope it doesn't come back to bite me. But I do have a reroll if I really need it. Let's do the parlor. Let's gain some more gems. Perfect. Nothing else that I can see. Okay. The empty boxes both have true statements. The blue box has a true statement. This box contains the gems. Okay, so if this box is true, hang on. If this box is true, then that would mean that this box would be... Hang on. The blue box has a true statement. The empty boxes both have true statements. I mean, one of these would have to be false if that is true. If this is false, that means this would also be false, which would track. If this is true, that means this would also be true, which would also track. If this is true, then both of these would have to be false. If this is false, then that would make this also false, because this would be an empty box, and so this would be false. It means this one would have to be true, but this one can't be true if this one is false. So that, I think it has to be this one. It's the only one in which the logic all makes sense. Yeah. All right. Need one that goes straight ahead. Sure, I'll take the veranda. Sets off an experiment. A letter's been delivered to the mailroom. Greater chance of finding items in green rooms. I made up one of my gems, which is fantastic. Observatory, West Wing Hall, or Reading Nook. I'll take the West Wing Hall just to give myself some options. In this direction, do I want to do the passageway? Might not be a bad idea. Sure, let's do the passageway. Let's get ourselves another thing. And then here, let's do the garage. We now have a way out if we really need it. And we also have 3 keys, which is fantastic. Let's go this way next. Let's do security. Yeah, I'm missing the one trunk. Keyguard security systems. High. And... yeah, high. Whoops. Change offline mode to unlocked. Keyguard system's currently offline. Perfect. Let's keep going this way for a spell. I'm very tempted to redraw, but the office would get me... well, it'd take my last 2 gems, actually. But there is a lowercase clue in the office. And I do still want to try to get the weight room. Just to see if I can search it. I'd be playing a big risk if I dead-ended myself here. But you know what? We'll get the letter to the mailroom, and it's worth getting a clue for, so... oh, and we also get a gem back, which is good. So, where is the lowercase clue? West. So the West Bridge, which I have access to. So, I need to find a shovel. because I do know that the I do know that the thing, the hint card in the office is all about digging. So it has to be something like dig beside West Bridge. All right, let's hope. I do have a reroll in case this screws me over. Courtyard has a chance to have a shovel. Oh, and a metal detector. I'm rich. Okay. A coin. Nice. Let's go over here. A key. Nice. Also, I never noticed before, but I noticed it while editing. Apparently, doing what I did, like making the courtyard into part hallway, changed the spelling from courtyard to like courtyard. Yeah, courtyard. I find that very funny. So, I mean, I can check right now. Dig. Thank you. Dig beside West Bridge. Which would be right here. Oh, actually, no. This isn't. This is the West Bridge over here. So. Oh. A small data microchip buried in an old jar. It looks like it might be able to be plugged in somewhere. Oh my gosh. Okay. I still need the patio to dig under the grill, but that is huge. Okay, I don't know if that stays permanently in my inventory or not, so I should probably put that in now. So let's do that. Because I don't want to lose it. I have no idea what could be behind this door. But that is one clue from a new clue figured out. Okay. I have no idea how this is going to go. I feel like I've drafted a lot of bad rooms for what I'm attempting to do, but I'm still making good progress because I ended up getting... Ooh, you can see the veranda. That's so cool. You can, like, see the veranda. That's so neat, actually. Oh. Can I grab that from here? By any chance? No? Oh. Well... I don't suppose there's anything... Oh, I can dig from here. The silver key? Holy crap. Okay. And then I can dig... That's kind of funny that I can dig from here. I didn't even know that you could find the silver key in a dig spot. An old shoe. Not even worth picking up. All right. Well, might as well grab those. That's quite a few coins. Okay. Okay. This way. Okay, I want to... Workshop. Shelter's good. Or sledgehammer's good. Are there... Oh. Would it be worth it to go back to the den and unlock that trunk? Yeah, probably, actually. What's the fastest way? What's the only way? I'm being very blasé about my steps here. Bam. But I would say that's worth it. And worst comes to worst, I can try to redraw for the weight room if I really have to. All in all, the foundation's actually in a pretty decent spot. Oh yeah, I can get the shovel detector. I'm assuming that would just tell me which dig spots actually have stuff in them. Which, well, actually, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it would be for better stuff. Actually, but I want to... You know what? For research. This doesn't do anything, right? No, okay. Detector shovel. What does that do? This is for research purposes. Sorry, I was writing down. What does this do? Greater chance of finding coins and keys. Much greater chance of finding coins and keys while digging. Okay. So there's basically no downside for combining the shovel and the metal detector. It's essentially a more improved version of both items. That's really cool. It's already paying off. Well, okay. You didn't need to humble me that quickly, you know. All right. I'd much rather use the silver key on the other side. So let's use a regular key here. I would love to draft the music room. Let's redraw. Hey, you know what? Let's do the bedroom. Oh, and I get 8 and 2 from that, which is awesome. Oh, the car keys. Would it be worth going back to the garage for that? I don't know. But let's dang, I was hoping for the master bedroom. But we can get the pool hall for a greater chance of getting the great hall. So let's do that. Plus we'll get some kind of good item out of it. We're basically guaranteed. All right. 5. What? I don't know what that means. Maybe doubled? Nope. Of course the puzzle will get harder. A square. Maybe it is quadrupled? It is quadrupled. Okay. Because of 4 sides. So dart, puzzle, square equals quadrupled. So, but it still seems like it follows order of operations. So +5 minus 5 is 0. Quadrupled. Wait. Oh, no, I guess it would be this, because this is also blue, and it goes in order of operations Maybe it also goes in order of operations by color. So 5 quadrupled is 20 minus 5 is 15. Huh? Maybe I just got lucky. Maybe this affects the minus as well in some way. Let's just do... Does it... Okay. So, it looks like in addition to quadrupling the number, it also negates anything else on that number? Maybe? Is how I interpreted that? Alright, I want the weight room, or the Great Hall, or something. Gymnasium. Gymnasium has the power turned off, so that should work for me. Plus, well, it's also sheltered. And that's the first red room we've drafted. So... we want other things. We don't necessarily need... Oh, I don't have gems. We'll do the hallway. Of course I don't have gems. Alright. I could re-roll this. But then again, I don't see a reason to not dead-end it. So let's just dead-end it, I guess. And we got a gem out of it. That's pretty okay. And then... Oh. Would I want to spend it here? I don't know if I would. Let's just use a regular key here. There's no point as much. Actually, this wouldn't be too bad, but there's no point because it's sheltered. So just to give myself more options, let's do the drawing room. Let's get the gem out of here. Let's go down here. This is also locked. Interesting. Ooh. Sure. We'll do the reading nook. No, I need a second. I need a second thing. No. We'll do the library. We're gonna order Realm and Rune. And let us see what we draft here. I'm going to redraw those. You know what? Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind at all. Order placed, which will be added to the front thing later. I have a few envelopes. I did see something. I thought I saw something during a different Let's Play regarding the stamps. The Grand Realm of Fen Ares. In fog we are lost, in fire we are found. Huh. In fog we are lost. I wonder if that's significant. Oh. Simon, my name is Randolph Moore. I am the lead lab technician at Senka, and I have worked here at Mount Holly for over a decade. I was thrilled to discover you have found our humble lab and have begun to run some experiments of your own. I tend to keep an eye on the small spikes in radiation levels on the estate, as it's one of the only ways I can monitor your progress from the outside. All offsite connections to the terminal network have been disabled during your stay. There has been much speculation among the staff about the progress you've been making in the house, and they were all quite excited when I reported that you have been successfully running experiments. I wanted to write to you to let you know that even though you may not see us, we are rooting for you. Best of luck on the experiments, and if you like, I'll continue sending letters with some helpful tips to you. Randolph. So I think I saw, like, this was from before I got the before the telescope stuff, but I never got the chance to really check it out. The thing in the scrapbook with all of the little things, all the little squares, I think I saw that it's like the stamps. You can collect the stamps. Arch Aries, together we weather, or we weather together, in commemoration of the opening of 5th Zone Power Plant, the Contessa. Interesting. I never really looked at the stamps because I never thought they would mean anything, but it still looks very cool. What is SKR 6789? Oh, they all say that, I think. Hey Simon, it's Randolph again. In my last letter, I mentioned the terminal network, but it completely slipped my mind to give you the network password so that you can log into it. Even with all off-site connections disabled, you should still be able to use the local network to access different house-based functions from any terminal regardless of where it's located on the estate, which you will likely find very useful. The network password is Swan Song. Happy hunting, Randolph. Well, that was something I already... So these are all hints? I thought it was going to be lore. And what is this one? This says Vera Shores. Interesting. Oh, I love that. It's a very nice little art. Okay, Simon, not sure if you paid too much attention to the machine in the booth in the lab, but I figured I could save you some frustration if you've been fooling with it. This contraption is the central control for power lines that run externally from the house. In the past, we've served as an emergency power source for the local community, as we have modest hydroelectric capabilities with a steam turbine. If you want to use it, you'll need to first turn on the turbine in the boiler room and utilize our steam ducts to connect the turbine to the lab. This isn't required, of course, and I can't think of any reason in which you'd have to use the boiler to reach room 46, but feel free to play around with it should you feel inclined to experiment. Okay. 9 and then 3. Yeah, okay. So, Simon, in case it's useful for you, here's a rough diagram of the steam duct system. Due to the ever-changing nature of the rooms on the estate, we ended up building the duct system to be quite flexible, and if you look along the ceiling in many rooms, you will find many of them have been outfitted with steam ducts. As long as you align these rooms together in an uninterrupted string, power can be transferred from room to room, even if the boiler room and its intended destination are on opposite sides of the house. Okay. So, all right. All of this is stuff I already knew. Ooh. Morajai, the White Sea of Yor. Interesting. And then, okay. Simon, let me know if I'm writing to you too much. I've never been too good at gauging where the line of impropriety is, and for all I know, maybe the help I'm offering you with these letters is unwanted. Maybe you are perfectly fine without my help. It's been a bit a moral quandary for me as I've written these, as I'm fairly certain your uncle didn't want us to assist you on your quest. Still, if it was that important, I have to believe he'd have the foresight to specifically instruct us not to interfere. Nothing ever deterred him from that level of supervision in the past, and after working alongside him for over a decade, I'd like to at least imagine that we were friends and that I knew him well. In conclusion, I think he would have found the level of help I have offered well within the acceptable range. I haven't spoken too much about him since his departure, and I know you didn't really know him that well, but as soon as you're ready, I'm going to have plenty of stories to tell. He was a fearless businessman with the greatest respect for invention. Of all the laboratories I've worked in, I can tell you Mount Holly was a gem, and I'm hoping that we can continue that work once you've taken up the reins. But I won't get ahead of myself. You still have to find the 46th room. Randolph. Alright. Fair enough. Interesting. So that's like a hint system? I didn't know that was a thing. And out of curiosity, did that work? Did I end up getting stamps for doing that? That is what that's for. Hello? Stamps found on the estate and inspected will be added to this page. Ah. Okay. Nice. Most avoided is definitely the freezer. Okay. Well, we have placed our order. We have read our envelopes. Unfortunately, didn't get too much in the way of getting some rare things. But since we have the power to... boiler room could be good. Maybe. I don't know if I want to use my 1 gem for that. Let's redraw. I do have a shovel. I wouldn't mind going back to the workshop to see if I could possibly combine the magnifying glass with the thing I have. Let's do this. Let's do the secret passage. Let me really quick. I'm guessing I can't further combine the shovel and metal detector with other things, but whoops, wrong way. But I'd still at least like to check. Okay. Yeah, nah. Plus I haven't even drafted the chapel. But still, the tomb would be... the other thing would be nice. Okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna draft a red room. And hope that it's the weight room. I should not use my special key here. That would be a very bad idea. Okay. Sheltered? Sheltered. Okay, we know there at least used to be a lever somewhere in this room. Where, you might ask? I have a feeling it has something to do with this. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's just things going all around. Let's see, if I was a lever... Is it possible that I need something else? Because this has worked out, I want to get my money's worth, so I'm going to keep searching for a bit. Because this combination of rooms is just very convenient, and I want to make sure I'm taking advantage of it. So... it has to be one of the machinery. This wall's cracked. It's so clearly here. But how do I... How do I break that? I don't know of anything. Like, I have a sledgehammer. I don't know why it wouldn't let me just, like, sledgehammer it. But the lever has to be right here. It's too convenient for this to be, like, cracked like this. Plus, there's nothing else in that, like, that corner of the room is just... Oh, I guess this corner of the room is also like that. But then the question is just like the basement all over again. How do I get rid of this? Alright. I don't know. Let's go this way. I am going to use the silver key here. I'm going to read... I'm going to try to get the Great Hall. Okay. I'd better see if there are other... I need to get more keys before I do that. Sure, the pantry. I'd love to get like a redraw of something. Spreading gems in each green room would be amazing. What do I have in my inventory right now? Was it the corridor? Gosh darn it. I could get a gem from the chapel. There's something here? Aha! Taking money from the church once again. Alright. I think the door in the gymnasium is a thing. Yeah, so I won't need a key for it. Let's do the boudoir. The boudoir gives us a gem. And another key. Oh my. Oh no, I would love to get a redraw. I would love to try to find a way I can redraw. Which means I would need to draft a shop. But I don't want to waste a key here. What I could do... Let me, just on the off chance that there is something there, let me go back to the garage and let me see what's in the trunk of the car. Because if there's anything useful there that can help me bypass any of this, it could come in super clutch. Wow, okay. That is something. I don't know if there's anything in here. Besides that, no, okay. Alright, well. Maybe it would have been better if I had gone back earlier, but it's fine. Either way, I do have a lock-picking kit. Okay, can't be combined with anything, but there's a chance that this can succeed at things. Excellent. Dining room. I'm giving myself options here. Dining room's really good. Okay, and I need this door to be locked. Crap, it wasn't locked. But I can draft the commissary to give myself a reroll. And then buy a bunch of gems. And keys. Might as well. Might as well clear them out. Okay. Okay. I have unironically set myself up incredibly well. Where am I going again? This way, followed by this way, followed by this way. And then I should be able to bada bing, bring. Yeah. Okay. So, boom. Just in case. No. Okay, that's fine. We're going to use a normal key. Okay. Excellent. We have the lab, which gets us into the antechamber. And then the rest of these... I haven't gotten the drawing room, so I don't know which room's which. Actually, this is very handy. Okay. I at least know there's something behind this door. Not the lever, but it did give me more keys to work with. Might as well just see which ones I can unlock. Okay, that's good to know. Don't seem to be able to pick that lock, that's okay. Don't seem to be able to pick the lock, that's okay. Don't seem to be able to pick the lock, that's okay. I think this is a dead end. Yeah, okay. Well, that eliminates one dead end. What special keys do I have? Oh, the secret garden key. Hang on. Where am I? Because I could... Is this door locked? No. We'll do that. Because that gets us keys and steps, which I need. Okay. Yeah, I considered doing the pool because then I could probably draft something. I could either get the secret garden or the conservatory in that corner, but I figured the keys and the steps would be more important for what I'm trying to do. So... there it is. Are we reaching room 46 with this one? That's fine. Okay. It's open. So... we need to go back to the dining room and get our steps in. Look at that poultry. Have dinner. Stuffed wild quail, plus 20 steps. We will do this because we can. Who knows? Maybe I'll get the secret garden. Might as well take advantage of the experiment. Oh, did they patch it so there's an actual prompt there now? I found another key. Found another key. And I found coins. That was productive. Of course, the one that... that's really funny, actually. Drafting the observatory would be not good now because it's like... I wouldn't be able to take advantage of the sale. I've already bought everything I need. Let's just do the closet, I think. Key gem. That's fine. What are my items right now? Do I really want to risk this? Sure, let's do that. That's fine. I don't really need the locksmith anymore, I guess. Let's put the kennel here, I suppose. And then... Again, do I have anything that I don't want to lose? Maybe the magnifying glass. The magnifying glass might be the one thing that I wouldn't want to lose. My lockpick kit. Okay, that's fine. The rabbit's foot and the gear wrench. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We good. And the conservatory! Dig. Coins. Break that open. Alright. This is what I was hoping for. Okay, continue. Okay, I want this to stay commonplace. Yeah, I want that to stay commonplace. Confirm commonplace. Choose plan. Chamber of Mirrors. You can now draft second copies of rooms you already have in your house. Rare. I don't know. Courtyard. Since it's always left unlocked now, let's make that one commonplace as well. Since that one's a good doors. You. I haven't drafted you ever. Okay, here's a question. The Chamber of Mirrors, would that cause the pool to be flooded with duplicates? Because if that's the case, I don't know if that's necessarily something I would want. But let's make it standard, I think. And maybe it's from this room. And I think that feels good. Okay. Not my magnifying glass. Not my magnifying glass. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So going to the foundation. Yeah, this way. Holy crap. Holy crap. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it. We're doing it. Oh my goodness, it wasn't loading in. And that's offline. Okay. And is this open? It is already open. And, oh wow, this is like all how I left it from before. How do I get rid of you? Do I gotta... Do I need like the dynamite or something? Is the only way to blow up brick wall? Is the only way to get rid of brick walls to use dynamite? Why can't I... Realistically, I should be able to use a sledgehammer to smash open a brick wall. Maybe the... Does the reservoir need to be completely drained? Because that looks like a pipe right there. But, interesting. Maybe I do need the boat. Maybe I don't need the reservoir all the way drained. On the contrary, possibly... Wait a minute. Do I need... do I need to sail the sailboat to this side and then drain the reservoir? Okay. Either way, we don't need to do that yet. Because we have things we're doing. Okay, as far as I can tell, there isn't anything new over there. How did I do this before? It was this to... Okay, I think it was this. Wait. What? That was unexpected. So I did it wrong, but... What? Is that like... I think that's only 2 apart. What would be the point in being able to do that, though? I don't know. Either way, I did the wrong one. Like, what could possibly be the reason for wanting that? There, that should be what I want. That really that up down lever really threw me off for a sec. It's like, why on earth would I want that? There must be something else. If that's the case, there must be something else that's up there. But, oh my god, I'm about to reach it, guys. I'm about to reach it. And I don't have 4 steps left going into this. I have 33. Guys, I'm about to reach room 46. I am about to reach room 46. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're reaching room 46. All right. It took us 23 episodes, 24. I'm not sure how long this one's going to be, but we are doing it. We're finally doing it. All the secrets we figured out, it was all for this. We've learned so much. Had so much strife on our journey. And now the moment is upon us. So incredibly close. We're doing it. After all this time, we're doing it. I think the, I don't know if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's the same amount of rooms either way, which is kind of funny. Before I'm going to puppies, I found it. I found room 46. I'm about to go in. Still don't know what this is, but right now it don't matter. Room 46. Room 46. Okay. Oh, there's something in here that I could use, maybe? Oh, a battery pack? Okay, you know what? I'll take it. I don't know if I have anything else that's compatible with it. I already got the basement key. Well, here it is. Room 46.
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves. And he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. But one day the prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color. The color blue.
Wow. So the original manuscript of the Red Prince. This music is like, it's making me tear up a little bit. And like, man, that's so poetic. Like, imagine if you got to that, having not learned anything. Like, imagine if you had gotten to room 46, not knowing about your family and your legacy and the political motivations behind what happened to the royal family and the world that you are in. For Christopher Manson, who opened many doors for me. Wow. Mount Holly, your new home. Yeah, like, you would be missing so much context. Like, I'm still trying hard to not, like, tear up. I'm trying to not cry right now, but, like, imagine, like, in a way, it's so poetic that I was able to reach the room 46 now. Because, like, yeah, one of the reasons why that hits so hard is not just because of, like, well, number one, it is because of the work it took to get here. Like, having to learn each secret, having to like, explore each room, and like, RNG needs to be on your side as well, but like, just the feeling of knowing how far you came feels really present in that moment, when like the music swells up as you pull the north lever, and when you see like the rotating gears in the basement. And on top of that, like, knowing what the context is behind like the crown in room 46, and knowing what the political connotations are behind the actual manuscript of the Red Prince, because in the end it was all about her wanting her son to see beyond the world that he was born into, wanting him to see that the world was bigger than just Fen Ares and the Red Guard, and learning that he was a part of something bigger. And like I said, I can't imagine like getting to this point without knowing any of that context, because like the only reason you have that context is from reading the quote unquote censored version of Red Prince, from reading the history of Arindia, from reading all of the emails and the red envelopes, and it's just incredible. That was such a good payoff for everything that happened. Yeah, this has been an incredible experience. Let's go ahead and exit because I do want to see what the post game is like briefly. I don't know if I'll have more episodes beyond this, but let's see. Let's save and continue. What does this post game look like?
Upload successful. Click here to view previous files. Have a pleasant day.